Are you ready? Good evening, America. I've always wanted to say that. This is my first and no doubt my last performance here. My name is Aaron and I've been great friends with Hani for 20 years and I've been really looking forward to this day until 4 weeks ago when he asked me to do this speech. So Hani is the type of guy who loves putting pressure on people to perform, especially in public. So instead of sending me words of encouragement before this speech, he texts me to say that you're going to be a really tough audience. So please do me a favour and let's prove him wrong, shall we? So I'm part Irish and part English, and it's great to see a real multinational wedding reception with people from all over the world. So here comes the difficult bit. I want to make everyone feel welcome. To everyone from Poland, witamy znajomych Polaków. Did I get that right? For all the Germans, hallo an alle aus Deutschland. To our Arab friends, I'd like to say Ahlan. To all the Americans, hey. And to all the British, core blimey, all right, governor. So I met Hani in 1998 at Sheffield University in the UK. He was strutting round, handsome, charismatic, wearing a tight, bright t-shirt, showing off his great physique and his big biceps. Exuding confidence, I knew he was destined for big things. To be honest, my first impression was he's slightly arrogant. Now I've known him for 20 years, I'm happy to admit I was wrong. He's actually extremely arrogant. He's so arrogant, he thinks his best feature is his arrogance. How arrogant is that? Now, I know he won't mind me saying that because he'll actually take it as a compliment. And it was him that asked me to put that in there anyway. So 20 years ago, Hani told me he had 3 aims in life, and I'm going to let you know how he has successfully achieved all of them. The first, you're all here to witness today, as he told me he was going to marry a beautiful and amazing woman. And can I say, doesn't Julia look absolutely amazing today? Hani, you're also looking good. Maybe not 1,000 times better than Brad Pitt, as you told me in your other text, but you don't scrub up too badly. So congratulations both, and thank you for this honour. Now, ever since I've known Hani, he's loved being the centre of attention and performing in front of people. However, he can't sing, his jokes are awful, and his dancing is, I'll let you judge that later. However, he is really good at posing and looking at himself in the mirror. So naturally, he decided to follow his hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger, into bodybuilding. Now, you've seen the photos earlier, so this helps for this part. Nothing showcases Hani's character more than when he's training for a bodybuilding competition. He's extremely motivated, determined, and resilient. 4 months before a competition, he starts intense training to shed 1/3 of his body weight. He also reduces to only 3.5% body fat through a strict diet of chicken and broccoli, as we've heard before, and also a lot of fat-burning pills with explosive names like grenades, TNT, and Semtex. Now, if you want to know what this looks like, check him out posing in his tiny trunks on his Facebook profile. This guy is an absolute specimen. He's got muscles in places most people don't even have places. Now, in 2012, Hani achieved his second life goal when he won the UK Bodybuilding Championship. Since then, he's won over 20 trophies. You'll see some of them here tonight. And most of them are actually bigger than he is. He had to leave them ones at home. He's now so successful, he has 31,170 followers on Facebook, including himself. So he also won the chance to compete abroad, where me and his brother Faris flew to Denmark to watch him perform. Unfortunately, he lost to a 14-year-old boy who looked like one of the trophies Hanny normally picks up. We went all that way, and all he won was a 5-kilogram tub of creatine powder, which is a supplement to build muscle. On the way back through the airport, Hanny was absolutely exhausted, and he asked me to carry his bags for him. This was a bad idea. As the bag went through the scanner at customs, we started getting very suspicious looks from the customs officials. They looked at the names on our passports, then they looked at us, then they opened the bag and pulled out his fat-burning pills. It took a lot of convincing to explain why 2 Arabs and an Irishman were trying to pass grenades, TNT, Semtex, and 5 kilograms of white powder through customs. Now, I think this was actually the only time I've ever seen Hanny nervous. I saw the colour draining from his face, literally as all the sweat made the fake tan pour down his head. Like most difficult situations, he was able to use his charm and a quick flex of the bicep to convince them to let us through. Now, watching Hanny train was absolutely inspirational for me. In 2014, I was overweight, unfit, and out of shape. And Hanny, being a real helpful and generous friend, offered to put me together a customised diet and training plan. 5 years later, as you can probably tell, I'm still waiting for it. Maybe you can finish it tonight if you've not got anything else planned. So Hanny studied economics at university, and I'll always remember him teaching me about the concept of maximum utility, which is when making a purchase, the consumer attempts to get the greatest value possible from expenditure of the least amount of money. In the UK, we call this being tight. For example, when he moved to New York and he had an ingrowing toenail, rather than pay to see a doctor, he decided to pull it out himself. He's also short-sighted, but he's too vain to wear eyeglasses, so he needs to wear contact lenses in both eyes. But to maximise utility, he only wears one. He swaps them round each day. However, when it comes to friends and family, Hanny is extremely generous, as you'll all be aware. So I would like to say thank you to you and Julia for always looking after us, making me and my girlfriend Catherine always feel like part of the family whenever we see you. It's very much appreciated. Now, in 2015, Hanny achieved his 3rd lifetime goal when he moved to New York to work on Wall Street. However, it was a bit of a culture shock, and there were a few things he didn't understand, like tipping, how to catch the subway, and even how to read the map. So me and Julia came out for the first week with Norman and Elliot. We had an absolutely awesome vacation in this amazing place. We saw all the sights. We appeared on Good Morning America. We even took part in a Halloween parade where I was a zombie, Julia was a skeleton, and Hanny was a clown, obviously. We also took a road trip to Philadelphia, where we ran up the Rocky Steps, and this super fit athlete had to push me over to beat me to the top. There is video evidence if you don't believe me. We also went to Broadway every night, and we even met Bruce Willis. Well, I did. Hanny was too concerned about trying to get a selfie with him that he had his back turned to him, shouting, "Bruce, Bruce, selfie, selfie, selfie!" He walked straight past him. So time came after a week that me and Julia had to come back to the UK. And she was worried about leaving Hanny alone. Bearing in mind he got lost for an hour looking for the exit in IKEA the day before. She was right to be worried. The day after I got back to the UK, Hanny called to ask me where he lives. Hanny, it's West 55th Street, Midtown Manhattan. 3 hours later, he texts me to say he's in the Bronx. Now, this guy is director of legal risk management on Wall Street, but he can't use a map. Maybe it's time to purchase that second contact lens. Now, the poor lad does get rather confused sometimes. Like when he went into the Bank of America to ask where he could get a haircut. To be fair, the bank manager actually came out and told him where he could get the best haircut in the whole of New York. As you can tell, he hasn't been there yet. He also once went up to someone in JFK Airport to ask where to catch the plane to Harlem. And don't even get me started on the trouble he's had with the date when he realised the day and the month are written the other way around in America. He thought half the food he was eating was out of date. So, Hanny, I do look up to you so much. I've always listened to your advice and your intellectual musings. And to prove it, I've adopted what you taught me about the concept of maximum utility in the purchase of your wedding gift. So, I'm absolutely delighted to present you with this map of New York. I've circled where you live. There's an arrow showing the exit of IKEA. And I've even drawn out the route to Harlem Airport. But good luck with finding that one. I am, of course, only joking. That's not it. I've also got you this. One contact lens. So you can actually read the map. And also, so it will serve as a permanent reminder on the day you married Julia that you'll never be lost again. Anyways, I hope these stories show why I love being around you and Julia. 20 years ago, you told me your life aims, and it's been an absolute honour and privilege to be by your side as you've achieved each one of them. Honestly, my life would not have been the same without meeting you. You're a great friend. Your confidence and self-belief is infectious. Today, you have another aim, which is to keep each other happy, safe, and healthy, and also complete my diet and training plan. So I am so happy that you've both met the person of your dreams. You are perfect together. I think that day's proved it, and everyone can see that here as well. I do look forward to many more adventures and fun times together, if you're still speaking to me after this. And I have to say, Hanny, your advice was incorrect. This audience has been absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in raising your glasses in a toast to the married couple, Hanny and Julia Zadeh.